Okay, so like imagine this. You're at some party, right? Someone hits you with the dreaded "what do you do?"
Mm-hmm.
question,
Ugh.
and instead of like, feeling awkward or defensive or whatever you confidently say right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm mostly focusing on being with my kids. Bam. No guilt, no downplaying, just like pure ownership. I feel like that's the kind of power Nehar Roach is talking about in the Power Pause.
I know, right? It's like, it's so inspiring.
So that's what we're going to like dive deep into today.
The power pause.
Yeah, this awesome book about, taking a career break after having kids and then, get this, coming back even stronger.
I love that.
So if you're a parent
Mm-hmm.
thinking about kids or just like curious about how we even define success, in this crazy world,
Totally.
this deep dive is for you. We're covering everything, ditching the whole supermom myth, figuring out the finances of pausing,
Yeah.
and even rediscovering those like hidden passions.
I love that part.
I know, right? Okay, so the book just like tackles this whole supermom myth head on. And I think that's so important. It's not about like juggling a million things perfectly. It's more about defining success.
On your own terms.
Exactly.
And it's so refreshing.
Oh my gosh, like I remember how I felt when I first stayed home. I was like, I need a color-coded schedule for everything.
Oh, yeah.
I was running a corporation instead of, keeping up with a toddler.
Yeah.
They change their minds way more than their diapers, let me tell you.
Oh, I know.
But the book really makes you realize, like, you have to ditch that pressure to do it all.
All right.
And focus on what really matters to you.
It's aligning with your own values.
Yes. Not some, like, external measure of success.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I love how she talks about like your North Star, like, that guiding principle while you're home.
Yeah.
It could be your kid's development, a creative passion, whatever.
So what was, like, your North Star when you were home?
Honestly. For me, it was just like redefining what success even meant. Like, not what society was telling me, but like what it meant for me,
Yeah.
Like quality time with my kids, finally mastering sourdough,
Oh, wow.
even just like being present and peaceful in my everyday life.
Totally. Yeah. But, okay, let's be real for a second. We got to talk about money.
Yeah.
I'll admit, when I considered taking a break, I was like, oh my God, the finances.
It's scary.
But the book breaks it down in this, like, surprisingly manageable way.
It is. It's really good.
It does say, childcare costs can be a huge hurdle.
Oh, yeah. Especially here in the U.S.
It's crazy. The book even said childcare can cost more than 60% of a parent's salary.
I know. It's mind-blowing.
Like what?
It's crazy, but it encourages you to talk about finances, like with your partner.
Yes.
Open and honest.
We started doing these, like, budget dates. I know it
Yeah.
sounds super nerdy, but
Wow.
it really keeps us on the same page.
It makes such a difference.
Yeah, and make sure our spending is, like, actually matching what we value.
Totally. And the book talks about reframing childcare as an investment,
Uh-huh.
not just an expense.
It's true. It's an investment in our kids, our family's well-being, even our own, like, eventual career comeback.
Right. And speaking of support, the book goes beyond just the money stuff, too.
Right.
It talks about building that support system, not even just for childcare, but like for your own sanity, too.
Yes.
Finding your village, those people who just get it.
It's so true. And you know what? I used to be so bad about asking for help. I thought I should be able to handle it all.
Oh, yeah, I felt that way, too.
Like Superwoman over here.
I know.
But the book, it really challenged that. Like, you know what? Taking breaks and asking for support, it actually makes you stronger,
So much stronger.
not weaker. I love that.
And you're a better parent for it?
Yes. You're taking care of yourself so you can show up as the best version of yourself for your kids.
Exactly. And she even gives this great tip, like, create a job description for the help you need.
Oh, I love that.
Even if it's just for a couple hours a week.
It just, like, makes it so clear.
It takes away the vagueness and makes delegating so much easier. And you know what's really cool? This book emphasizes, like, taking a career break doesn't mean you hit pause on personal growth, too.
Right.
It's like rediscover yourself, explore new passions.
That part, like, really got to me. I actually reconnected with this creative hobby.
Oh, wow.
I hadn't touched it in years.
What was it?
Oh, it's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, come on.
Maybe I'll tell you later. But it was like this whole new side of me just, like, woke up.
I love that. And there's actually research about this. Hobbies don't just make you happier.
They do.
They can, like, boost your job performance later on, too.
Makes sense when you think about it, right? I mean, parenting itself is personal
Oh,
development.
gosh, yes.
It pushes you to grow in ways you never even thought of.
Constantly learning, adapting, new skills, patience, resilience.
Conflict resolution. Oh my gosh, tell me about it.
Talk about valuable assets. Right?
Seriously. And, okay, the book doesn't just like drop you off at the playground and peace out.
Right.
It helps you think about going back to work,
Yeah.
if that's your plan.
Exactly.
It tackles those anxieties head on. Like,
Yeah.
are my skills outdated? Will anyone hire me after this?
It's so real.
It is. But it's like, hey, see this pause as a chance to gain new skills.
Yes.
And to figure out what you actually want in your next chapter.
I love
The tips on updating your resume, networking.
Oh, yeah, that was helpful.
It really is. To like reframing your career path, highlighting what you learned at home.
It's not hiding the pause, it's owning it.
Yeah.
Showing how it made you even more qualified. You gained communication skills, problem solving.
Time management, like a million things.
Exactly. Employers want that.
And it's empowering, right? It's like, this isn't a setback, it's a power move.
It is.
It can push you forward.
So true.
It's all about being intentional, for that next chapter.
One thing I really loved is how it busts those old stereotypes about stay-at-home parents.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about being stuck in the past or like some perfect Instagram life.
Forget the pearls and the spotless house.
Right. It's making a rhythm that works for you, your family.
Embrace the mess.
Yes.
Prioritize what matters.
Yeah, that taking care of yourself, that's not selfish.
That's essential.
Right.
You can't pour from an empty cup, as they say.
I used to feel so guilty about that, you know, like taking time for myself.
Oh, me too.
Like I was neglecting the kids.
But when you prioritize self-care, you're actually a better parent, more present.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
And the book even gives you tips like how to carve out that space for yourself.
When it feels like there is no time.
I know.
It's about being intentional with the time you do have.
I loved the one about breaking your day into like 20-minute chunks.
Oh, yeah.
Even just one or two for something you enjoy.
That feels doable.
It does.
And it reminds you, like, even small moments of
It
self-care.
can make a big difference.
They totally can. And you know what else? Being able to connect with other parents.
Oh my gosh, yes.
People in the same stage of life.
Mom friends, dad friends, they get it.
And just get it, like, in a way nobody else does.
Exactly. And the book takes it further. It's
Like
not just connecting. It's like building a true support network.
Like a village.
Your village to help you through it all.
I love that analogy of the personal board of directors. You surround yourself with people with different strengths.
Oh, I like that.
They can offer different kinds of support, practical help, emotional support.
It's not just getting things done, it's having people to talk to.
Vent to, laugh with.
Remind you you're not alone.
Oh, especially on those days.
Those days.
When you just need to hear, I've been there, it's okay.
It's so validating.
And the book's honest. It talks about how guilt is real.
Oh, it's so real.
For a lot of parents, especially during this time.
Like this constant undercurrent.
Even when you know you're doing your best.
You question everything.
Second guess yourself.
Feel guilty even thinking about a break or asking for help.
But the book, it's like, hey, taking care of kids is work.
It is. It's demanding.
And asking for support, that's not weakness.
No.
It's strength. It's self-awareness.
It's giving yourself permission to be human.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be a martyr to be a good parent.
And I love how it talks about help as an investment.
Right.
Not an expense.
In your sanity, your relationships, your kids, and in communication with your partner, so key.
Oh, huge.
You gotta be on the same page.
About everything.
Expectations, needs, who's doing what.
Childcare, chores.
It's not just about splitting things evenly, right?
Right.
It's recognizing and valuing each other.
Inside and outside the home.
One thing that really stood out to me in the Power Pause was how it reframes personal development.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about like hobbies or side hustles.
Right.
It's about recognizing how much you grow as a parent.
That's so true. It's like parenting is this crash course in patience, resilience, emotional intelligence.
All of it. So many valuable skills.
You're always adapting, problem solving, learning alongside your kids.
And those are skills you can use anywhere, any job.
Exactly. And the book says, start small.
You don't have to like start a business overnight.
Right. Find those little pockets of time, do something for you.
A book, a walk, rekindle that creative spark you put aside.
I loved that story in the book, the mom who started songwriting again.
Oh, yeah.
It's like sometimes the things we let go can come back in such amazing ways.
I love that.
It's inspiring, right? Like A power pause can be so creative,
Absolutely.
not just for you, but for your whole family.
And when you're taking care of yourself, you're better equipped to be there for your family.
It's that whole oxygen mask thing, right? You got to help yourself first.
So true. And the book doesn't just leave you with those warm fuzzies.
Okay.
It gets into going back to work, if that's your goal.
It does. It talks about those anxieties.
Oh, the anxieties.
Like, am I behind? Are my skills outdated? Will
Yeah.
anyone hire me?
I felt all of that.
But instead of freaking out, the book says, see the pause as an opportunity.
I love that.
It's not a gap on your resume. It's a chance to learn new skills, to gain clarity.
Figure out what you really want.
And it gives you tips like updating your resume, networking.
Oh, yeah. That was helpful.
It is. It's about being proactive,
Well,
honing your experience.
And those skills you learned as a parent.
Oh, yeah. Communication, problem solving.
Organization, time management.
Employers love that stuff.
They do.
It's not a detriment. It's an asset.
You're more qualified now.
One thing I loved, the book doesn't say there's only one right way to go back.
Right.
It could be your old career, something new, freelancing.
Even starting a business.
It's about finding what works for you, your family.
And your goals, those change too.
It's about being intentional.
Not just falling back into old habits.
And really thinking about what will make you happy.
It will make you thrive.
So the power pause, it really challenges us to rethink success.
It does.
It's not about climbing the ladder.
No.
It's about creating a life that feels right for you.
On your own terms.
Finding that balance, personal and professional.
And there's no one right way to do it.
What works for one family might not work for another.
Totally. It's about giving yourself permission to, experiment, explore.
Create a life that truly reflects you.
What you value.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the power pause,
Okay.
what do you hope our listeners will take away from this?
I hope they see this time as an opportunity
Yeah.
for growth, self-discovery, a more fulfilling life.
To recognize the power of the pause.
To use it to launch yourself into a future that feels right, authentic.
Own your choices. Define success on your terms.
Create a life that's meaningful.
And listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts on the power pause.
What resonated with you?
What are you inspired to do? Share it all in the comments below.
And don't forget to subscribe.
For more deep dives into the books and ideas shaping our world.